Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. I know that I am an amateur strongman. I have only won a single novice competition, and I haven't even competed in any sort of open competition at all. Yet I have a phone on a tripod, so I feel completely justified in making a video about the almost 7-foot tall, 400-pound elephant in the room that is Jamie Booker, the trans-identifying biological male who decided in bad faith to enter several competitions to qualify for official strongman games and compete as the world's strongest woman, and eventually finished the competition. I'm not even going to give that person any sort of credit. Finished the competition by deceiving the host of the competition and telling them that they are actually a woman when in fact they are clearly not. Now, I guess Strong Man and Strong Women does host quite a few different characters, I will say, that are large individuals. They are large and some very odd-looking humans, especially to the normal, human eye. But we'll leave that out of this video, my true opinions on the matter. But all in all, the official Strongman Games officials did not know that Jamie Booker was indeed a biological male. Therefore, at the end of the competition, Andrea Thompson was awarded second place, but then was rectified by revoking any sort of what you would call a victory for Jamie Booker and giving Andrea Thompson and all the subsequent finishers the rightful place. Now, Jamie Booker did steal the opportunity for a lot of these women, those other two women, or that other woman, to actually stand on the podium, and for Andrea and second and third place to stand in the correct spots on that podium. But Jamie Booker also stole much more from that, and much more from them than that, and that is strong women's safety. I mean, genuinely, this has been a problem in a lot of sports recently, and this is not a political issue, but biological men are entering women's spaces, and they are messing stuff up for biological women. That is just a fact. I do not live by the, if someone believes they are, then they just are, and we as a society have to accept it. I will not accept it. That is not the reality that I live in. And it is not the reality that biological women should have to live in as well, especially when thousands of dollars, sponsorships, time, attention, and podium placements are on the line. Now, one federation, I wish I had the name of it so I could give them their props right now, has decided to revoke all of Jamie Booker's accomplishments in their federation and has permanently banned Jamie Booker from any future competitions, which I believe official strongman games should do, and make an example out of this fool who, again, with ill intention, with bad intentions, decided to deceive many, many people and try to take what is rightfully a woman's. Now, I am trying to stay level-headed and not really show my true hand, but if you actually know me in person and you want to have this conversation, I would love to have it, because I will go much deeper and much more in depth than YouTube would ever allow me to, or even Instagram, and I think at this point even X would allow me to go into. But this is infuriating, and I think one of the main parts that is infuriating is the fact that there are a lot of strong women who do support the LGBT plus whatever community. Now, the problem is they also live in the same reality that I do, where they do not believe that a man who just calls himself a woman is magically a woman. Now, they do support that community, but they are being viciously attacked by fellow members of that community and saying that they are truly not allies if they don't just accept the reality that they want us all to bend the knee to. Now, that is problematic because people who are against the trans movement will never support you. And now you are starting to attack the only people who are still, for now, on your side. You are willing to die on the hill that a biological man can just decide that he is a woman and come into a women's space and mess it up for women who have trained almost entire lifetimes to be on that podium, to be in that limelight. And you have no problem with a man stepping into that position and stealing all that credibility, all that everything from those women. Now, you are going to alienate yourself even further from the people who choose to still, for whatever reason, align themselves with your ideals and your values. Now, that is a bad move for everyone because you just look even dumber than I think anyone thought you possibly could be. And you're just going to make the sport and many other sports worse for biological women across the world. Now, in strength sports, there is not a single woman, actual biological woman, who would ever beat a top even 100 male in powerlifting, strongman, CrossFit, whatever it may be. Maybe not CrossFit because of the cardio. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't speak out of turn, CrossFit. I've done powerlifting, I've done strongman, but women are definitely not going to be better than the top performing males. It's just a fact. And you can go to openpowerlifting.org or .com, whichever it may be, and see for yourself. I believe that the highest women's total is 1,700, call it 1,800. Let's round up. I know 165-pound powerlifters drug-free who total more than that. Anyway, back to the point. Women in sports really have to make a decision whether they want to continue being the gum on the bottom of the shoe of people who don't believe that you have the same rights as these biological men, or stand up, fight back, oppose any federation that allows. Oh, and let's go back to the federations, because this federation does have a trans, category where people who identify as the opposite gender have an opportunity to actually compete. But again, those people who live in this false, baseless reality are constantly telling us how that is not good enough, because even though it does include them in one way or another, it is still exclusionary, because we will not bend the knee and admit that men can be women, because it's not true. That's why we won't admit it. So again, nothing will ever be good enough for you people. You are proving that time and time again through the way that you have presented yourself over the past, for quite a while, but let's just focus on the past 5-6 years specifically, where this garbage really started to pop off. But you are proving, again, I've said this quite a few times in this video already, but it is a truth, that you do not live in the same reality as us. So women in sports, stand up, oppose federations who do not have your best interests at heart. Do not give your money to companies or federations that do not care about you, who would throw you away for the bottom 0.001% of people who actually contribute anything to sports or society. And yeah, either that or become the gum on the bottom of the shoes of people who want to convince you that up is down and left is right, until nothing is right ever again. So if you have a problem with this video, I do not care. If you know me in person and you have a problem with this video, I do not care. Come talk to me. We'll have a thoughtful discussion if you are even capable of doing so. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Jamie Booker, you should be embarrassed. You should feel ashamed. You should announce your retirement from any sort of competition outside of trans categories or whatever. And all strongman federations, powerlifting federations, whatever, should permanently ban people like Jamie Booker. Again, liars, deceivers, for life. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. And if you don't want to watch anything else I ever post again because of this video, so be it. I do not care. But have a great day. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.